ApplePsyche.
You spend $70 in the game itself when it launches, but $70 just gets you in the door. Most people also spend another $50 on top of that for VC so that they're able to play in the park, theater, or rec center right away, which will roughly take you to an 85 overall. But then you see the season pass and you see people walking around with stuff that you haven't seen before. They got full body suits, cool hats, cool shirts, VC, and times start to get a little hard because you spent all the VC that you bought on your player. So maybe you decide to also buy the seasonal pass, which is maybe like 10 or 20 bucks. And again, it's seasonal, so it releases a few times throughout the year, but you decide to buy this one up front because you really want it. And then a few days go by and you've been playing with your build just to find out that you fucking hate your build. You feel like it's pretty useless in any game mode that you played in. Maybe it's not tall enough. Maybe it doesn't shoot good enough. Maybe you see somebody else's build and it's way better. So then you decide to look up a build online, copy and paste it, and because you don't want to start from zero, you decide to spend at least another $20 on VC so that you can upgrade it a little more. Keyword is at least. For most players that play this game, all of this takes place in a span of less than a month. And by this point, most people have already spent at least $150. And that's also not to account for the people that spent $99 on the deluxe edition, or for people that spent $150 on the super duper deluxe, a special extra amazing edition, whatever the bro. What do you mean I'm spending $150 on a game? That doesn't even come with much benefits. But again, if we're being realistic, I just documented so many experiences in this game over the last several years. And this is how it's been since I started playing 2K and 2K16. See, as a teenager in early high school, I might not have had any money, so none of this would have affected me if I would have bought it with my mom's credit card. But even though I didn't have any money of my own to spend, I still could not make sense of people buying the game for $60 and then spending another $50 on the game for VC with no questions asked, and then proceed to play the game and complain about how shitty it is the whole time. And every time they miss a shot, they would blame Ronnie 2K. Fucking Ronnie 2K. As if he's in there like deciding, hey, I don't want you to make that shot in particular. Like, that shit was just stupid to me growing up. Think about that thought process of spending that much money and still complaining about what you're spending money on. If you even go on the PlayStation store right now, or Xbox, I don't know what Xbox looks like, but if I go on the PlayStation store and I look at the reviews for the last few 2K games, you would have thought this game pulled like a No Man's Sky on its release. Hey, before we go forward, if you're on your phone right now, like this video and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And if you're on your TV, pick up your remote. Just do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button. I promise it's free. You would have thought that this game didn't make any money at all, ever. But as we know every year, that's far from the case. At this point, I'm convinced that most people in the 2K community are just masochistic by nature, because no regular person in their right mind would tolerate this amount of BS and still continue to spend money on it. But in all seriousness for a second, I don't mind playing 2K here and there. I did take a long hiatus from 2K after 2K20, and I only started playing again because when I got my PS5, 2K25 was free for PS Plus members. But before that, the last 2K I truly played was 2K20. And I wasn't gonna play 2K26. I was fine with maybe waiting for it to be free for PS Plus or just not playing it at all, because it's not really a game that interests me as much as it used to. But one time I was on the phone with my friend and he was trying to convince me to get it, and somehow my wife heard me talking on the phone and she ended up buying it for me. And if I'm being honest, I didn't really mind 2K26. Now granted, I didn't spend any money on it, so I mean, again, like, this was, to me, was like a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, but it was pretty okay. Although there was some small things like the temple shooting being insane at times, and the fact that people in the beginning of the game were fading away from the 3-point line consistently and hitting at a high percentage. Yeah, that stuff was pretty fucking stupid. It's like, I swear 2K players are some of the most brain dead people I've ever seen. They'll have a wide open shot and still run to the 3-point line and pull a J.R. Smith. No shade to J.R. Smith. Like, it's such a brain dead thing when you have people that don't play basketball or don't care for basketball play a game like 2K, because you see some stuff that goes on and you're just like, what the fuck? Shit talk is a part of any competitive game, and I say that with the biggest quotation marks ever when I'm talking about 2K. But the things people will say to insult you in this game is genuinely pathetic.
You ain't got no bread. Where you work? What do you ain't got no bread, bro? You ain't got no bread, though.
Where you work?
You ain't got no. You ain't trying
exactly.
to. Exactly.
Another jobless.
You ain't go to bread.
Talking crazy, talking about money. D.com, little bro.
I can pull out pay right now. What is you trying to do?
Your name is Quan in real life.
Let me know.
Your mom is ghetto.
What you trying to do?
You can't meet me. You don't have the funds to come meet me.
What are you?
What
are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
Do you meet me at Bean Park?
Get off 2K right now. Let's go.
Yo, bro, you're at 72 overall. I got more money than you. Meanwhile, bro was waiting for the end of the week to hit so his real life job could pay him so he could spend his hard-earned money so that he can buy that $20,000 balloon animal hat that gives you extra reps sometimes. If the first thing you spend your hard-earned money on once that direct deposit hits is 2K, I don't think you ever have the right to insult anybody ever. Now thinking about it, I stopped playing 2K20 because I genuinely did not enjoy it. 2K20 was such a weird game with a weird clunkiness that didn't make sense. But it's funny because it also made roughly $1 billion before 2K21 even released. But that's not even the thing I'm trying to focus on. I only played 2K20 because I enjoyed 2K19. So obviously with pattern recognition, you would assume that if 2K19 is good, then 2K20 would probably be just as good, if not better. But before 2K19 was 2K18, which was arguably one of the worst 2Ks ever released. But something happened that year that 2K18 released that made me really happy to see. The 2K community actually decided to stand up in that abusive relationship and walk away. Now granted, Fortnite was also getting really popular at that time, but I was genuinely proud to see people finally taking a stand against something that was obviously shitty. There's so many reasons why that game sucked. It was to the point where Take-Two was putting out surveys asking people why they stopped playing their game. So with all that being said, this is my one and only ask of the 2K community going into 2K27. If 2K27 comes out and it's trash, don't play it and take the stand again like you did with 2K18. Now I know we probably got a different player base because, you know, some of the kids that were playing at the time probably got older and stopped playing, or maybe some people just cycled in and out in general. Like now you might have a slightly different player base, but please take that stand again. If you're gonna be spending the amount of money that you're spending on a game like this every single year, then at least make sure you're holding Take-Two accountable for releasing and maintaining a premium product. I mean, shit, I guess there's only so far you can go even with that because this game still has PS2 graphics. Oh wait, hold on, actually I just watched the 2K27 trailer and I can confidently say that we've finally jumped up to PS3 graphics. Like we're finally making some revolutionary changes now. The sweat glistens just a little bit different in this game. If you're gonna be spending yours or your parents' hard-earned money on this game, then at least make sure that it's good. And to my younger audience that's maybe in between the ages of 11 and 16 that convince their parents every year to buy them this game and the VC along with it, I just ask that the next time you start raging and stressing out over this virtual basketball game, you take a second, you turn off your console, turn off your PC, and decide to go outside a bit. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because in the time that you're in right now, there's so many moments you can experience that will be fulfilling memories to look back on, but I promise you, you'll always have time to rage at 2K again. If it's not this year, then next year. Because again, this game releases every year. And somehow, we always fall into that same trap of spending at least $150 on a game. And when I say we, I mean that very conservatively. I was trying to relate to you guys. I promise you I do not relate to that. That's a very big y'all. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Deuces.